Greetings YouTube and welcome to a brand new album review I have decided to record for you guys. I know not a lot of people follow this channel currently. Hopefully that'll build back up because on my last channel I had a fair degree of success that, it wasn't totally wow, but there was a lot of stuff going on my old channel a few years ago, and hell, I figured, let's get back into this album reviewing stuff and just various other topics I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. So I recorded this video a few days ago. However, my idiotic self decided to use the automatic upload feature using the YouTube with the webcam, and it just came out really laggy. I thought maybe that's because of the bad internet quality experiencing over here. Currently in Kuwait, so living in on post using this Wi-Fi that people have who don't want to have the little puck thing for hotspot. I just use the Wi-Fi, and that's probably why my internet is so bad, because a lot of people want to use the server at the same time to talk to their families back at home, and it just gets really tedious trying to use the internet. So I figured I'll wait till August, which is next month, when I'm going to be back home, to start making videos again, but I don't really want to, so I'm going to try and do this right now and see how it goes. Today we have a album review of a brand new release under Voidhanger Records, an obscure black metal label from Italy, and that is Midnight Odyssey, Shards of Silver Fade. This is his brand new album. It came out in June, released under Voidhanger Records. Really good record label for stuff like Spectral Lore and Mare Cognitum and stuff like that. Very ambient, atmospheric stuff you can find on this label. Not a lot of people know about this band or at all, really, and I think it's a shame because Dis Potter, the one man in this group, is absolutely talented, extremely talented. And Australia does not have a huge black metal scene. There are a few bands I enjoy a lot there, for example, these guys and Drowning the Light, among some others. And really, what you find there is really awesome. It's so far in between and obscure that a lot of people don't know about it when speaking in terms of mainstream music. And I hope it stays that way because I really do enjoy the underground black metal stuff. So musically speaking, Midnight Odyssey is quite different than a standard black metal band. It's very ambient, atmospheric stuff, and heavily driven by classical and symphonic influence with ambience. And I really got into this band starting this year, with his previous works, such as the Firmament demo, the Forest Mourners demo, and Funerals from an Astral Sphere, which are superb albums. I cannot express that enough. This is his newest one that came out last month in June, early June. It came out the same day as Gorgoroth's new album, which is kind of interesting. So another giant in black metal that, of course, everyone knows about. I pre-ordered this album with it was a bundle. It came with the CD, two disc album, which I had to take the booklet out. I'm going to get to the packaging in a bit because I got to do some review on the packaging. But it's a 2-disc album. It came with this awesome shirt that I'm wearing right now. Turn around so you can see the image on the back. It's the same image as on the CD and on the front of the album, but it's edited quite a bit. So, as I was saying, musically speaking, this is very symphonic and classically influenced. It's not black metal in the veins of Marduk or Enthroned, where it's blasting your face off. This is more chill, mellow, epic sounding stuff. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like summoning, but summoning has a similar atmosphere to them in terms of just making slower, more thought-provoking black metal, as opposed to making black metal that sounds like it wants to kill you or something like that, which I like that sound too, I'll admit it. I like the aggressive, fast stuff, but I really, for the most part, stick to the more atmospheric stuff. I absolutely love it. So, what to say about this album? For me, it's my release of the year, and that's following. There have been quite a few albums that have come out this year that are really good, but this one sticks out to me, and it's interesting because this is not a band that everyone knows about. It's a crying shame, actually, because Midnight Odyssey is a very, very pivotal band, in my opinion, to check out if you're into black metal, especially the more ambient stuff. It's just It's very spacey. You can tell by the artwork too that this is really an album influenced by space and just the desolate emptiness and atmosphere that themes of space embody. So I'm going to take a minute and read a lyrical excerpt from this. My favorite song on this album is From a Frozen Wasteland. It's the first song, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's not, if you listen to it, you'll know what I'm saying. This is more of an atmospheric album than a black metal one, or even a metal one in general. This is not necessarily a straight up metal album, but more of a just ambient synth album with metal injected into it. The lyrics are very, very, not necessarily super, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not like, I don't even know how to describe them. They're very poetic, but they're not like insanely pretentious in terms of poetry. So taken from a frozen wasteland. In darkness I stand, a world extinct, an ocean of nothingness, and slowly I sink. No air to embrace me, no warmth to feel, and feeling is absent, the numbness concealed. Beneath an ocean of ice and dust, a plain of frozen earthen crust. And these lyrics, for the most part, are very much cold, distant, and sad. And this is more of an album to listen to when you're just sitting in your room, you're just chilling out at night, you're trying to fall asleep. This is a very good release to listen to. So it's really a speechless thing for me. I can't really describe how much this album has impacted me. It's only been out since June, and already it's one of my favorite albums of the past 5 years. It's very, very awesome. One thing, if you listen to it or you look it up on the internet, you'll know there's only 8 tracks, and 4 tracks make up a disc themselves. These songs are all extremely long. There's no song under 13 minutes in length, and the longest is From a Frozen Wasteland, which eclipses 20 minutes. It goes over 20 minutes, 21 minutes and some change. And this really helps to embrace the atmosphere of black metal. Now, when you're listening to these songs, you'll notice there's not really anything extremely technical going on. This is not a progressive metal album. There's nothing, the time signatures aren't constantly changing, and there's nothing like sweep solos or anything like that. This is more of an atmospheric release, and it does a really good job of capturing that through these over 2 hours in length that it runs through. For those with no patience for more repetitive and droning music with atmosphere, you're not really going to dig this that much. For those who, in fact, embrace that sound, let's say Visli Set Taros era Burzum, Philosophum era Burzum, or bands like Summoning, earlier Spectral Lore, because a lot of Spectral Lore contains more prog influence, and bands like Wolves in the Throne Room, more repetitive bands like that, you're probably going to enjoy this quite a bit more. So, rating-wise, I would give this album for music would have to be a 10 out of 10, or even above. It's literally my favorite album of the year, favorite album by this guy, and it's a very interesting concept, and it's basically a story. You have to listen to this whole album through. You can't just choose individual tracks, because it doesn't work that way, which is one thing I really love about this album. It's basically 2 parts to an epic story, and it's amazing. Packaging-wise, it really irritates me, because this booklet is so thick. I believe it's 36 pages. Look at this. Actually, I'm not sure. I think it's about 36 pages. That's what I saw on the internet, but I haven't actually counted the pages. Lyrics to every song. There's artwork. Pictures of Dis Potter, also known as Tony Parker. That's his real name. You know, no corpse paint, no spikes. Lyrical pages. This is the title track. And all the songs contain lyrics in the booklet, which is really awesome. This is just one of those albums you really have to take in for yourself. It's so great. However, the packaging sucks, in my opinion. This is why. It's already coming apart. The first day I got this album, I took the booklet out of the jewel case in the front. And because it's so thick, it won't fit in between these things. So throughout the video, I've literally just set it in here and closed it and hold it like that. Because you really can't put it in there. It's really hard to. The 2 CDs fold out like this. When I first saw the album on this group's Bandcamp, this is where I ordered it from, I thought it would be a paper, like, a cardboard digipack, kind of like you get with, the special edition albums with DVDs. It opens like that and it's like that thick. No, it's just a regular jewel case, which kind of irritates me because the packaging isn't great, and I'd probably give the packaging about a 5 out of 10 because it's awful in my opinion. The artwork is amazing, don't get me wrong. I freaking love the artwork and I love the concept, but the packaging is just not sturdy. Packaging does not affect music though. This is still a perfect album, absolutely mind-blowing. And for anyone who's into the more droning, slower, melancholic sound, you're probably going to enjoy this. Anyone who's into classical music, I would say, would even probably enjoy this. There's a lot of clean, operatic singing throughout this album. Potter's vocals are beautiful. He uses a choir-like effect, and it soars above the music. It's just so awesome. I would not recommend this for someone who's just looking for a straight-up blast beat fest, because you're not going to find that here. You will find occasional blast beats on this album, but they're far and few between, and you're not going to hear them constantly. So that's really what there is to say about Midnight Odyssey's Shards of Silver Fade. It's glorious. Anyone who would be interested in hearing this album, they don't have this bundle anymore. They sold out of them. But you can go to the band's Bandcamp page. I'll put a link in the description. You can buy the album there. It's awesome, and it's definitely worth the money. Creations of Matt, I will see you guys later. I will review some more stuff, and expect a video on my CD collection and vinyl collection, as well as updated shirt collection, because I have more at home that I don't have here, and I just sent a crap ton back. So we will see how this goes. You all have a beautiful day. Gods be with you.